Okay, before you type the first exercise today, you need to go through the layout of the letter. That's very important. And there's one very important difference between the letters we're going to do for audio transcription and what we did before for text production. So during the break, we had a meeting with the other teachers in Tralee about audio transcription, and we've agreed that instead of typing the name of the company and the name of the I should say sender's name, where the sender being a company, and the sender's address at the top of the letter. Instead of doing that, we're going to assume that the letter will be printed on headed paper. So there is no need to type that information. And what you should do instead is leave space for the header. So when you're typing these letters, what I want you to do, I'm just showing you now here using this show button, I want you to leave 5 free line spaces at the top of the page, and that is room enough for letter-headed paper. Okay, so you're not typing the sender's name and address at the top, you are leaving 5 free line spaces. Then everything is pretty much as what we have learned before. We're doing left block. So everything has started, as you can see, from the left-hand margin. And we are doing open punctuation. So as you can see, there is no punctuation along here. Very important to notice that if the letter has reference numbers, that they're at the top before the date. And also important to notice that our own reference gets priority over the receiver's reference. I have no line space between our reference and your reference, but I have a line space between each other item of the letter. I've achieved some of these line spaces simply as they're done automatically by Word, who automatically adds a space after paragraph. And I've achieved some of those line spaces manually. Just again, actually, one thing that you need to revise is that a personal salutation is where you use the person's name, but you never use their first name. And if you've used a personal salutation, you always sign off with yours sincerely. An impersonal salutation is where you don't use their name, you use dear sir or madam. And with an impersonal salutation, you're always going to sign off with yours faithfully. The last thing on your letter is always going to be the CC mark, the carbon copy mark, and who that's been sent to, which should be aligned. And the second last thing is the mark for enclosure. Finally, before I sign off, note that I have no space after paragraphs in the address of the receiver, and I have no space after paragraphs here between the sender's name and their designation.